Top-rated tourist attractions in Kyoto. Top-rated tourist attractions in Kyoto. Surrounded by the hills of central Honshu, Kyoto is one of Japan's largest cities and the educational hub of Western Japan, with several universities and higher educational establishments. Although one of Japan's great tourist destinations, it is famous for having preserved much of the atmosphere of the past, having been the only major Japanese city to escape the devastation of World War II. Celebrated as the residence of the Emperor and Japan's principal cultural center for almost 1,100 years, Kyoto today boasts numerous things to do, including exploring the fine examples of sculptures, paintings, and other art forms in its many museums and galleries. Your Kyoto travel itinerary should include seeing non-touristy sites too, such as the centuries-old architecture, much of it influenced by Buddhism, that can still be seen in the many splendid temples located in the quieter, less visited corners of the old city. Kyoto continues to play an important role in Japanese religion, with 30 of the city's temples still serving as centers of various Buddhist sects, along with some 200 Shinto shrines within the city limits. Find the best places to visit in the city with our list of the top attractions in Kyoto. Nijo Castle. Nijo Castle, complete with well-preserved walls, towers, and a moat, was built in 1603 and later served as the seat of government. The complex has several buildings containing many significant works of art and is famous as the location chosen by the emperor to issue the rescript abolishing the country's once powerful shogunate. Highlights include the castle's east gate, Higashiotemen, its main entrance, the inner gate, or Karaman, notable for its fine carvings and decorated metalwork, and beyond this, the elaborate Mikuruma Yose. The site's most important building is Ninamaruwa Palace, consisting of 5 separate buildings linked by corridors, and with exquisite interiors decorated with paintings by Kano Tanyu and his pupils. The principal apartment is the Hall of the Imperial Emissary, Joden no Ma, matched in splendor by the adjoining rooms, Ni no Ma and Tozemurai no Ma, with their paintings of tigers. Also of interest is the adjacent building with its large audience hall surrounded by a gallery and with sliding doors with large paintings of larches on a gold background. The 4th building, the Kuro Shoin, has animal paintings by Kano Naonobu, while in the shogun's private apartments are paintings of mountain landscapes. Hot tip: if traveling as part of a tour, be sure to request a chance to tread the castle's famous nightingale floors, whose squeaking floorboards were specially designed to replicate the chirping of a night. Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. One of Japan's most famous shrines, the Fushimi Inari Shrine is a must-visit when in Kyoto. Founded in AD 711 and dedicated to the goddess of rice-growing, Yuka no Matama no Makoto, the shrine is still frequented by merchants and tradesmen who pray for prosperity. The main building dates from 1499 and features a spectacular 4-kilometer-long avenue of bright orange torii, or arches, each dedicated by business. It takes some 2 hours to travel past the 32,000 arches lining the route. Also notable are its many sculptures of foxes reputed to be messengers of the gods. A great time to explore the shrine is at night. Not only will you be rewarded with a unique glimpse of this wonderfully illuminated heritage site, you'll be rewarded with few if any crowds. Kinkakuji, the Golden Pavilion. Originally built in the 14th century as a retirement villa for Shogun Ashikaga Yoshimitsu and now a Zen Buddhist temple, The magnificent Golden Pavilion, Kinkakuji, is one of Kyoto's most picturesque attractions, taking its name from the gold leaf adorning the top two of its 3 floors, a design element believed to alleviate any negativity associated with death. The structure has been rebuilt in its original form a number of times, this most recent incarnation dating from the late 1950s. Built over a large pond, the site is also famous for its beautiful grounds, as well as its old stone pagoda and the Sekate tea house with its traditionally served beverages. For a different perspective of this wonderful site, plus avoiding the summer crowds, time your visit for either winter or autumn. The latter is spectacular thanks to the fall colors. Kiyomizu-dera Temple. In the east part of Kyoto, the Kiyomizu-dera Temple, an important UNESCO World Heritage Site, lies in a picturesque location on Ottawa Mountain overlooking the city. Visitors can enjoy a delightful stroll to the temple along quaint Teapot Lane with its small shops and craft stores. Founded in AD 790 and dedicated to the 11-headed Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy, whose statue can be seen here. The existing buildings were erected after 1633 in the period of the 3rd Tokugawa shogun, Iemitsu, and stand mainly on a rocky outcrop high above the Ottawa waterfall. Highlights include the large terrace of the main hall, built on 30-meter-tall pillars with 5 rows of cross beams and used as a stage for temple dances and ceremonies. The terrace affords spectacular views over the city and the surrounding wooded hills, especially when the leaves change color in fall. Sanjasangan-do Temple. Sanjasangan-do Rangyoin Temple, or the Temple of the 33 Niches, takes its name from its rather unusual structure. Its facade is divided into 33 sanjushan niches to reflect the belief that Kannon, the goddess of mercy, could take on 33 different personifications. Originally built in 1164, the present elongated building was constructed in 1266 after a fire destroyed its predecessor, with evidence of its former importance as a place of training in archery still seen in the many holes in its ancient pillars and timbers made by arrowheads. The most important of its many works of art is the Kannon with 1,000 hands, a nearly 3.5-meter tall statue, which dates from the 13th century and is notable for the 500 standing figures of Kannon lined up on either side of it. Also of note are the additional sculptures of the 28 celestial auxiliaries, spirits considered subordinate to Kannon. Kyoto Imperial Palace. The original Kyoto Imperial Palace, Kyoto Gosho, built in AD 794 and replaced several times after being destroyed by fire, remains one of the city's most visited historic sites. Although the present building was constructed in 1855, it still impresses, occupying a large once-walled enclosure near the heart of the city. Highlights include its finely decorated gates and important rooms and buildings, including the Hall for State Ceremonies, Shishinden, the Emperor's Residence, Saryoden, the courtroom, Kogosho, and the Imperial Library. While the lovely grounds of this Kyoto landmark are open to the public, the palace itself can only be visited as part of a guided tour operated by the Imperial Household Agency. Nishi Honganji Temple. The chief temple of the original Jodo Shinshu sect, Nishi Honganji Temple, is an outstanding example of Buddhist architecture. Highlights include the Hondo, or main hall, rebuilt in 1760. Notable features include a number of fine rooms decorated with paintings on gold backgrounds, and numerous important statues, some dating from the 6th century. Also of interest is the Founders Hall, Daishido, with its much revered statue of Shinran, carved in 1244 and later covered with a coat of lacquer mingled with his ashes. Another notable building is the Daishoin, or Treasury, with various rooms named after the exquisite wall and ceiling paintings with which they're decorated, including the Sparrow Room, Suzume no Ma, The Room of the Wild Geese ga no Ma, and the Chrysanthemum Room Kiku no Ma, with its fine 17th-century paintings of flowers in gold and white by Kaiho Yusetsu. Also of interest is the Higashi Honganji Temple of the Jodo Shinshu sect, founded in 1602 and home to a number of examples of fine artwork. Mega love shoutout to all teams.
DJ Kim, Idol.
Francis.
Mua Mua.